the symphony.
Hello, and welcome to MU Inked, a podcast dedicated to the stories behind people's tattoos. I am your host, Dr. Matt Walsh. I am an assistant professor of social work here at Marian University, and I don't have any tattoos.
And I am the guest. I'm Bella. I'm a senior here right now. I'm majoring in psychology and social work, and I have 12 tattoos.
All right. So in this podcast, we get to hear from students, faculty, and staff as they talk about their tattoos, the meaning behind them, what led them to get their tattoos, and other fun details and tidbits along the way. So thank you, Bella, for joining us. Yeah. All right. So I like to start off with really actually just a question not about tattoos and just what brought you to Marian.
So my sister is 3 years older than me. We've always been super close. She actually got a full ride scholarship here. So that is how I was kind of introduced to it. And I actually always said I would never come here. We were always really compared our whole lives because we were really similar. We played the same sports. So I was like, I don't want to go there. Mm-hmm. But after touring it and I stayed here with her a couple times, I actually realized that I loved the campus. And so that's how I found Marian.
Yeah. And you're a double major with psych and social work? Yes. Well, obviously, yeah. I know that as a social work professor. Mm-hmm. But yeah, what is it about those majors that you enjoy?
Social work, I really love how close I am with my professors. And I mean, both majors, or really Marian as a whole, I really like the small class sizes because it gives you the opportunity to have a relationship with your professor and with your classmates. Whereas some are bigger like IU, you know, you're in a big lecture hall. You want to get that real relationship. So I think my favorite part about both is just that I've had so many similar faces in my classes that I've actually been able to become friends with the people that are taking the same classes as me. We share the same major. So probably the relationships that I've made along the way. Very
nice. And you're a senior too, right? So plans for next year?
Yes. So I'm actually in the process of applying to IU Indianapolis's Masters of Social Work program. So
yes, I got to get that letter of recommendation in for you. It will happen this weekend. All right, so let's go focusing on the topic of this show, right? So you said that you have 12 tattoos. Like, when did you start getting your tattoos?
I got my first tattoo, I believe I was 16 or 17, because I know my mom had to like sign a paper.
You had to get parental permission for that, right? Okay. Yeah. So what was that one? What was your first one?
So my first one, it's right here on my left hip, and it's 777. And I got that on I would have been 17, my junior year spring break in Florida. Me and my aunt just decided one night, we didn't have anything to do. We were just hanging out in our condo, and I'm close with her as well. We decided we want to go get a tattoo, and my mom was cool with it. My mom has tattoos herself. So me and some of my cousins and my aunt and my mom got in the car and we found a little tattoo shop. It was like 10 o'clock at night. So yeah, that was my first one.
And is it like the kind of like, I'm thinking of like the slot machine 7, is that
It's exactly, it looks exactly like that.
What was the thought behind that?
So 7 is my favorite number. 777 is like good luck. And then also I think the most personal part of it is 777 represents the Holy Trinity. So kind of has a dual meaning.
Very nice. Yeah. All right. And so your mom was cool with it and everything? And
totally cool with it. Me and my mom actually got our nose pierced together when I was 15.
Very nice. Yeah. And then so did your aunt get a tattoo that night too?
She did. Yeah, she got 444.
And I just saw you have that on your...
Yeah, I have that as well.
Did that come later?
Yeah, that's totally unrelated. That's just a coincidence. Yeah.
Okay. So what does that represent?
So this one I got with one of my really close friends, and she's actually one of my roommates now, Autumn. We've been friends for like almost 10 years. And so she had been talking about wanting to get matching tattoos. So for her birthday last year, I surprised her with an appointment. So I paid for us to go get matching tattoos, and we both got 444, and that's for good, for bad, for life.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. Okay, so you're maybe like the third person on this show that's got matching tattoos, and I always find that kind of fascinating of like What is that discussion? This one seemed like you surprised her with it, but had you been talking about like, oh, this is what we would get, or like, what was that process like?
So we had been talking about getting matching tattoos, and there was a couple different things, and this had been brought up. So I knew that like she liked the idea of it, but when we got there, I like showed her and we talked about it. So she wasn't just, because a tattoo is kind of a big
Like
deal.
not blindsided.
Right.
By,
Yeah.
No, because I've talked to some people that are like, oh yeah, we've talked about it for like a year, and it's like kind of morphed and like send ideas and pictures back and forth. And so you got the same. Did you get them all at the same location?
She
too?
got hers like across her wrist right there.
Oh, okay, that's something else that I've noticed too. It's like it's the same one, but maybe it's in a different spot, or maybe it's different. So yours goes like one way, hers goes the other way.
It's down.
Very interesting. What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
I think I have two.
Okay.
So my first favorite is my ladybug. And I got my ladybug about a year ago. This represents my childhood home. So my family just moved also about a year ago. We used to live in Morristown, and I lived there my whole life. I had never moved. And in my bedroom when I was little, there would always be ladybugs in the summer that would like a ton of them, like lining up against the windowsills. Yeah. And I'd always like play with them. And so I decided I wanted to get that because I thought it was super cute. And I feel like growing up there like was a big part of who I was. I'm really close with my parents and my sisters. And so I have a lot of good memories there. So I wanted to get something to remember it.
Very nice.
And then my second favorite one, I have a picture of it because it's on my back.
Yes.
Oh, so yes, that was right after. There's a lot of different components of it.
Yeah. Break it down for us.
So it goes from the bottom up, and the very first part at the bottom is a semicolon, which represents suicide prevention, and for me, kind of all of that, but like my mental health journey and like the overall meaning, the more widely known meaning is like your story doesn't end here. It's going to continue.
Yes.
And then right above that are 3 closed dots. And the dots are a representation of night. And that comes from so the dots are like day and night. So the 3 closed is 3 nights or a period of darkness. And that's a Native American symbol. And my mom's biological grandfather was Native American. So got a little bit of that in me. And then that goes straight into the unilome, which I don't know if you know what that is.
I do not know about this one, no.
So it's a symbol that overall represents like the path to enlightenment. And that's pointing up from the 3 closed dots, so like the nighttime or the period of like what I wrote is like the darkness or the struggle. And then that goes up into the lotus flower, which is a symbol of purity and rebirth. So lotus flowers grow from like the bottom of the pond, so like the dark, mucky waters, and then they grow into a beautiful flower at the top. And so they're also a big symbol of growth. That goes into a little crescent moon, and that is the symbol of femininity. And then above that is a period of an open dot, a closed dot, an open dot, and a closed dot. So that's the period of, from like the low into like, okay, we're getting better. We're like making some improvements. So it's like day, night,
Gotcha.
From just straight night. And then right above that is like a cute little cross, which represents my faith, which really has been one of the most like consistent and helpful things throughout my journey and my struggle with my mental health. And then above that is 3 open dots, which represent daytime or lightness, or kind of like we made it out of from starting at the bottom to just the nighttime. So
very nice. Yeah. So there's a lot there to kind of like unpacked, right? Yeah. So I'm guessing that you thought about this one for a while.
Yeah. And actually my mom drew it.
Your mom drew this?
She drew it.
And then you took it to an artist and had them. Fantastic.
Yes.
That's nice to incorporate your mom into that.
Yeah, I love it. She's actually drawn a couple of my tattoos, 2 of them, but yeah, I really like it. And it's kind of unfortunate that it's on my back because I don't really get to see it.
Well, and I was going to ask this because it like seems like it's like right on your spine. Like, was that purposeful, or did you just kind of want it a lot to, you need a lot of room.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted one on my back and on my spine right there. And as we had been talking about it and she had been drawing it, I figured that was the best place to do it so that it didn't have to be super small and, somewhere else. But yeah, I thought that spine tattoos looked like really feminine and beautiful to me. So yeah, that's why I got it there.
No, so did you have to do like research on these things? Sometimes it seems like maybe some things came from family, like with the Native American symbols, but like, did you have to like double check and research things?
My
or
mom
like
did.
Your mom did? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And did you how collaborative was that effort then to design this with you and your mom?
She was like very nervous that she wasn't going to do it well enough, but she's actually like super artistic. She's like very creative and a pretty good artist. So she would I think it took like literally 2 for her to she did like one draft and I told her like little things that I maybe wanted to change. And then, yeah.
Now, what's a tattoo artist like when you come and like, oh, hey, like my mom drew this. I want you to put this on me. Like, do they try to give any input or like, what's that like?
He didn't really. This was a person that was a friend of a friend. So my mom had a good friend. He has a bunch of tattoos and this was one of his artists. So we didn't know them well. So I was a little bit nervous because some tattoo artists are like, they feel a little bit weird about doing something that wasn't their work.
Yeah.
But he was totally cool about it. He liked it. He put it on and it was great. It was a good process.
Nice. Did your mom go with you for it?
Yeah.
How long did that one take?
Less than an hour.
Really? I don't know why I thought that would take longer.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that one hurt?
No. And actually, a lot of people think that would hurt really bad. But
I
really,
would be one of those people. Yeah. Okay.
No, it really wasn't that bad. But like my most painful ones have been like the ones like low on my arm. Actually, my smallest one has been my most painful, which makes no sense to me. And the ones on my ribs, those were way worse. Other than those, yeah.
All right.
But my back, it didn't really hurt that bad. I don't know why.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, any others? I see a couple more. So you talked a little bit about your faith. I see a couple other looks like I would say faith-inspired tattoos.
So this one that says Yahweh, which some people think it says Yeehaw, which I don't like.
Yeah, I guess if you look really fast and you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so Yahweh is Jesus's name in Hebrew. And in your original Hebrew language, it's actually just YHWH, but we have added the A and the E, just because it fits more into the English language. So I got that there, and then right under it is this little floral cross, because I just thought it went well, and I thought it was pretty.
Yeah, and did you get those together?
I got them together, yeah. And then that same day, I got this one.
More flowers.
Yes, more flowers.
Is that more flowers too at the bottom of your arm too?
Yes, more flowers.
So I'm seeing there's definitely some faith driven. There's some, I think almost all of you seem to have a lot of good symbolism to it, even the numbers and.
They pretty much all have a.
Now I'm curious about what that other one is. Is that a dragonfly?
This? Yeah, my dad drew this.
Look at you. Okay, you got both your parents represented on it.
And my sister drew this. So I have a lot that people have drawn for me. Yeah. So my dad drew this dragonfly. I wanted to get something that he drew, and so he picked it, and he loved it. So he drew it, and I think it's so cute. But the dragonfly just represents growth and transformation.
That seems to be another theme for your tattoos.
It has been a big theme in my life.
And it seems like you're in a really good place now too.
Yes. Yeah, I would say probably the best overall.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's good. So I think you might also be a first on this show, because I think you're the first person to not hide their first tattoo from a parent.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I almost positive, has hit it with them, but you went with your mom had to sign off on it.
Yeah.
So how many tattoos does your mom have? Do you know?
I think she has 3 or 4. I have another matching one with my mom. It's right here on my ribs. And it's like a sun and a moon kind of merged together. And that one, she has it on her arm right here, but that one is I'm really close with my mom. So that represents the sun and the moon. They're very similar, but they're also very different. But they work really well together. So.
Is that kind of you and your mom in a nutshell?
Yeah, I think so.
That's nice though. That's good. If you could go back and do any of them differently, would you change any of them?
So these 3, I wish that they were a little bit thinner. Like this one and this one are more of like fine line. So I kind of wish that these were a little bit thinner. But other than that, I mean, that's really the only thing. I love all of them. My mom was nervous that I would regret them, but I don't. I actually forget that they're there most of the time. So,
yeah. No, so did you get the fine line ones after those other ones? And then
so these 5 were like the first ones after these 2. And they were all done by the same person. This was done by a different person. But I really like how like dainty that one is.
I'm going to say that one does kind of stand out as like a different style. When you look, but it makes sense too as like, I guess you could have done a ladybug thicker too, but like that's a nice one. Yeah. Very good. Are you planning to get more?
Probably. Me and my sisters want to get some type of matching thing all together. And that's been in the works for like years. Like we'll all have an idea, but then someone has a different idea. And we just haven't.
What's the latest idea that's going around right now?
So the most recent thing, we all wanted to like draw something the same. Like I brought up like, oh, we could all like draw a little heart. And then so it would be 4 hearts. I have 3 sisters. I'm the youngest. But then they would each look different, but they would each represent us. So I've said that. One of my older sisters recommended in my mom's baby book, there's like this super pretty like heart with like flowers. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a cute little like thing. And so she recommended like maybe we all get that and like we include mom in on it. So there's been a couple ideas, but we haven't said
nothing finalized yet. Okay. Well, and so you said 3 sisters, right? And you've got your mom and your dad and 1 sister. So you still need to have at least I would say 2 more tattoos. So you got to get the whole family involved, and then you probably need to draw something too.
I know.
Would you ever do that?
I don't know.
Are you artistic enough?
I think I probably am, but I think I would be like too critical if I knew that I did it. Because I think that I would probably always find something I didn't like about it if I knew that I did it myself. Yeah.
And that might hit a little differently to be like, oh, I drew this one myself, as opposed to like, oh, this one's my mom, this is my dad, these are my sisters. Yes. Like, oh, this one's me too. Like, okay, I can see that. Very good. Very cool. All right. Well, so another thing I like to always ask, I'm kind of get an inclination of it already, but just like, what have been people's reactions to your tattoos? It seems like your parents have been on board with it. For them. Has anybody like responded like negatively or maybe even surprisingly?
I think people are surprised when I tell them how many I have, because you can't see half of them, but people usually just want to know like what they mean. And so I kind of have like a spiel that I give people to like want to know what all of them mean. And it takes a minute because I have a lot. Some of them have I've had to like shorten the story behind each one. But the biggest thing is people are just surprised by how many I have, or surprised, I guess some people may not think that I would be a person to have a lot of tattoos. That's really the reaction I've gotten. I haven't really gotten ever any negative feedback, which I'm sure some members of my family have felt, but they have not shared that with me.
Yeah. No, I even told another faculty member I was going to have you on the podcast. Like, oh, no, she has tattoos? I'm like, I think she's got a lot. And I don't know if I've ever seen it. I'm like, I've seen some when you've worn T-shirts. And then we talked about it, obviously, but yeah. All right. Now, you said that you have shortened the stories on some. Did you do that here? Did you give me the brief version of any of them?
No, I actually typed it out in my notes.
Look at that. So I could remember. You came very prepared.
Under the picture. Because I actually forget a lot about. Well,
and you don't see it all the time.
Right. So I had to like look at it and like type out all the spots. And I put that I had 11 on here, and then I totally forgot this one. And it's like right there on my arm.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. We could see maybe counting that as one since it's right there and related. But is there any that like maybe like if you're like going out to like the beach or something like that people comment on them the most?
Okay, well, maybe this one, which I don't think it's like about the beach, but when I was on vacation this summer, like I went with my boyfriend's family, and like 2 or 3 of them thought this was a dolphin.
Oh, I can kind of see. I can kind of see it.
I know, like the fins in the head.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's actually a lavender sprig.
Mm-hmm. That was my first. When you said dolphin, I was like, oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I thought obviously I thought flowers before because I commented on it, but yeah. Especially maybe when you hold it that way.
Yeah, but it's actually lavender sprig, and this is actually drawn from a photo of a lavender sprig that my mom gave me. She used to always give us lavender. I have like dried lavender in my car from her, and she loves lavender. So that's another one for my mom. I have several for my mom.
Well, and it's kind of funny. You've got 2 that on either arm that can get misinterpreted a little bit. You got the yeehaw and you got the dolphin.
I know.
And you're like, nope.
And my mom she has this as well. I guess I have 3 with my mom. I forgot.
See, look at this.
But people have thought hers is a dolphin too, and we both are like, I would never get a dolphin.
All right, very good. My last question to you is something that I also like to always ask people, and I'm curious about yours, and it sounds like you may have already done this before too, but if you could make anybody in your life get a tattoo, who would you pick and what would you pick for them?
Okay, this is really funny. So my mama, ever since we were like young enough to think this was funny, my mom and her sisters have always told us that she had a Tweety Bird tramp stamp, which I literally just found out not even 2 weeks ago that was a lie.
Oh, wow. How'd you find out?
My mom was like talking about someone else, and she like must have let it slip that it was like a ruse that they have just been keeping up forever. And I was like, that's not true. So if I could choose, I would want her to get that tattoo.
Nice. That's a good one. I like that. That's funny. Typically when I ask that question, people will either go something very sweet or they're like, oh, I will get my dad who hates tattoos and make him get like my name or something. So you have to like it or something like that. That's very cool. My kids want me to always ask this question too. I always forget too. If I don't have any tattoos, if you could pick one for me that I had to get, any thoughts?
Maybe like Bella Thompson is the best social work student that I've ever taught. Something like that.
And something very visible so that when...
Probably like on your forearm or something.
Okay. When you started saying 4, I thought you were going to say forehead. I was like, Bella, don't give me a forehead tattoo.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. But yeah, just right here. So when I point to things in class,
exactly. Yeah.
Everyone
sees it.
And
then they'll ask, and then you'll have to talk about
like, oh, you don't know Bella Thompson?
Right.
The best Marian alum ever?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That's a good one. Very nice. All right. Well, Bella, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking about your tattoos. It was really interesting to hear about all of them. And it's also really nice because it sounds like I think every single one has meaning and most of them connect back to family or your mental health. So I'm glad you're doing good with that. I'm glad you have a good support system. And yeah, just thanks for coming on the show. And if anyone's listening or watching and you've got some really good tattoo stories, feel free to find me on campus, send me an email. You can be on the show too and we can hear about your tattoos. So thanks for watching.
The symphony.